Welcome to a platform where we debate on the top stories of the NBA, NFL, Major League Baseball, and other leagues with the best in the world of sports. You'll also get interviews with many athletes and media talents at several basketball events, including the WNBA and college basketball. My name is Rafiq Ulazon, and this is Nothing But That Sports Talk.
Brown using the screen, drives, pulls up, jump shot, puts it in! Jaylen Brown now with 30, and the lead back up to 4. Dallas down 4, Irving now guarded by Horford. Irving puts up a 3, won't go, Brown tips it, and White fouled by P.J. Washington with 22 seconds remaining. It's still a 7-point game, and that's going to do it. The Boston Celtics are one win away from an NBA title. They hold off a furious comeback attempt and now have a 3-0 lead here in these NBA Finals.
Welcome to another episode of Nothing But That Sports Talk. I'm Rafiq Ulazon alongside Carmen Holland. Welcome to the show.
Thanks for having me back.
Yeah, I see you rocking the Sue Bird USA Olympic jersey the Olympics is in the air. And as you can see, I'm rocking the Boston Celtics t-shirt. Anything's possible as the Celtics are 3-0 against the Dallas Mavericks.
Right, that part.
Yeah. What are your overall thoughts on the way the Celtics have excelled themselves as they're literally 150 away from title number 18?
I mean, listen, the Celtics, they're just playing well. They're playing together. I think the Mavericks are showing some immaturity in terms of their leadership, in terms of Luka with his attitude. But here's the thing. What's happening in the finals right now is not surprising because, number one, this is how Luka has played his whole career. He looks for fouls. He complains. He berates the refs. He kind of stops playing because he's like going off on the refs. He doesn't get back on defense, and he does that. He's done that all season long. So it's not like this is a new thing he's doing. He always does that. He's so busy talking to the refs that he doesn't get back on D. And when he is on D, obviously, teams are going at him. So I'm not surprised this is happening. Kyrie obviously is playing at a high level. Some of the role players aren't stepping up in the way they need them to in these big moments, so that sucks for them. And I think, obviously, like I've been said to everyone who's talked to me about these finals, I've said verbatim, first thing I said was the reason why the Celtics will win if they win is because of Jrue Holiday, point blank period. And I've said that. Like Porzingis obviously is a game changer for them. Like he gives them that size, but he's not even playing. So Jrue Holiday is a winner. He's defensively sound. He's an anchor. He does it on both ends, and he just has a smart IQ. And he was what was missing from the Celtics. Porzingis was a great addition, but Jrue Holiday brings that ease, that calmness, the focus. The Celtics before Jrue Holiday is they're kind of about the ego. They're about getting their shots up. They're about high volume. But like Jrue Holiday is the difference maker for them. And if they win, he's the reason why, because they didn't have it before they had Jrue, because they just didn't have the maturity. They didn't have the IQ. They didn't have, not saying they don't have IQ, but Jrue Holiday just understands the little things that make championships. So the Bucks are sick right now because they gave away Jrue Holiday. Now he might be
But he
winning
won a
one with the
championship with the
Celtics.
Milwaukee Bucks too. Don't forget that.
I know, but they shouldn't have gave him away. Like I understand they wanted Dame, but here's the thing again, it's just not saying Dame's not a great player, because he is. But he doesn't bring what Jrue Holiday brings in terms of just soundness on both ends. Like you don't need like a superstar dropping 30s to win games. As we've seen, superstars can drop 40 and lose a game still. So it's not about scoring buckets. It's about making the right plays at the right time. And Jrue Holiday, he did that for them, and they missed that a lot. And now the Celtics are benefiting from it. I'm telling you, Jrue Holiday will win them this championship. It's because of him. Like what's different with the Celtics now? Because they got Porzingis? No. What's different is they have someone who has like that vision as, okay, it's not about ego. It's about making the right plays. It's not about getting up shots. It's about locking down. So if they win, shout out to Jrue Holiday. That's all I can say. And just to say, he started his career with the 76ers.
I know as a Sixers fan, you're probably sick to your stomach that.
I mean,
come on. I know it's hard. The whole time,
Rafiq, listen, Jrue Holiday is, listen, Rafiq.
The whole time Joel Embiid's been on the roster, you can't get past the second round. You lost to Boston 3 times. You lost to my Knicks. You had to sit and watch a former 76er win a championship, and it makes me sick because I have to watch Chris Porzingis, the former New York Knick, who was a number 4 pick in the draft over 9 years ago, won a championship too with the Boston Celtics. So I feel your pain, but let's be realistic. This is the reality. Boston. It's the time for Jason Tatum and Jaylen Brown to actually lead the Celtics to a championship was bound to happen. They made the playoffs every year since Jaylen Brown came to the NBA.
But the thing about it is, again, why didn't they get it these last few years? What was missing? The offense is always there. You know what I mean? The defense is always decent. They always had decent role players. What's different this year versus those other years? Jason Tatum, Jaylen Brown have been the same guys for the most part. Jason Tatum has matured some, and Jaylen Brown is being more aggressive this playoff. But what's different? It's Jrue Holiday, baby. He is the key. He is the X factor, and that's it. Period. Thank
and I'm not disagreeing with you.
But listen, Boston, thank Jrue Holiday if y'all win a chip. Thank him. Have a parade for him along. I'm just saying. But anyways, you talking about Jrue Holiday with the Sixers means nothing to me because the Sixers are full of heartbreak. So it ain't the first. It ain't the last. The Sixers are full of just things, missteps, miscues, bad moves. AKA, just look at Jason Tatum. Tatum could have been a Sixer, but that's ancient history. So
you passed up on Jason Tatum. You had a lottery pick, and you picked Ben Simmons over Jason Tatum. I bet you didn't think Jason Tatum was going to be this good.
No, we didn't. We picked Markelle Fultz over Jason Tatum.
I know. But you picked Ben Simmons. But the year before, you picked Ben Simmons over Jaylen Brown. I bet you guys didn't think that the two Jasons are going to come together and be what they are right now. I bet you didn't think that.
It is what it is. Sixers have a lot to work on internally.
I'm glad
it is what it is.
I'm glad as a Sixers fan you're taking the hit for it.
I mean, listen, as a journalist, I can be unbiased. Like, I can look at all sides and just speak on basketball. But as someone who's from Philadelphia, I'm aware of the Sixers situation. It's definitely a problem. It definitely has to be addressed. But, whoever wins this finals, obviously they're going to deserve it. People can say the Celtics are kind of having a cakewalk to the finals because everyone they face has been injured. But, at the same time, you play who you're up against, and that's just what it is. Like, yeah, it has been easier for them. Like, they played the Bucks without Giannis. The Knicks were hurt. The Pacers, people got hurt. So
the Celtics, though, they played Miami without Jimmy Butler.
That's what I'm saying.
They played Cavaliers who were without Donovan Mitchell for like half the series.
Right.
You beat the Indian Pacers. Tyrese Halliburton didn't play again after game 2.
Right. So they faced all injured teams, like without all the teams they faced didn't have full force. Does that matter? Yeah, that matters, because if they faced all those teams full force, would it be the same result? I don't know. We don't know that. But for the Celtics defense, they only can play who's in front of them. So they can't help if people get hurt. They can't help if people are not playing. Like, they just have to play who's in front of them. So if coaches can't, they don't have the talent, or they can't coach their game plans around like missing talent, then the Celtics, you can't blame them for that. Like, yeah, you can say it's a cakewalk, and maybe it is a cakewalk, but again, it's not really on them that it's a cakewalk. They just do what they got to do to win. So if they win this next one, it's all over. But if the Mavs lose, Luka got to take a real long look at himself, because I feel like Kyrie, he brings a defensive edge, and he obviously has offensive prowess. Like, he can play off. He's a great offensive player. But with Luka, he's so great offensively, and that defense is... He plays decent defense when he wants to, but he's not consistent. And then just the immaturity of the refs thing. You need to be in the game. This is the finals. You had an opportunity to win one and
with 4 minutes left in the game. You can't.
Yeah.
I mean,
right.
Even if the referee got the call wrong, the fact of the matter is the foul should not have happened in the first place. I mean, the Mavericks are breathing down Boston's neck to make that comeback to possibly win Game 3. If Luka did not foul out with 4 minutes and change left, who knows what would have happened?
Right. I agree. I mean, obviously Luka is a game changer, so it sucks, but and I think how he responded at the press conference after didn't seem like a good look. Like, don't blame the refs, just blame yourself. Take accountability. The refs are going to do what they're going to do. How are you going to react? How are you going to respond? Because when you're out there, you can't blame the refs. Like, this is your team. This is the NBA Finals. This is your first NBA Finals. Like, you want to win? Because you're at home, you have a chance to get back into the series. Now they're down 3-0. So I don't know. The Celtics might just take care of business next game, whether they're in Dallas or not. So if they lose, Luka can just look at himself, because you need to be more disciplined. You need to step up your game and stop. Don't make excuses, because this is your moment. Like, it's hard to get to the finals, as we've seen. Like, it's not a cakewalk to get to the finals, quote unquote. So we'll see. I mean, I was definitely disappointed when I watched that game and I saw how the Mavs kind of really just didn't come back and win it. But it is what it is. We'll see what happens. The Celtics might get their 18th banner, and if they do, regardless of who was injured, who they played well enough to beat the teams, and if they win, they win. That's it. Period.
Yeah, and to get back to your point about how sometimes 30 points doesn't really help you win games. I mean, Kyrie Irving was out of his mind, dropping 35. He was literally carrying the load even after Luka Doncic fouled out. But Boston made the right offensive plays, courtesy of Jaylen Brown, and the defensive stops when it mattered the most.
Yeah. And then at the end, Jalen was like, "Oh, Kyrie played amazing tonight, but it just wasn't enough." I feel like he didn't have to say that. If you could have just said Kyrie played amazing tonight, like obviously it wasn't enough. Like I felt like he didn't really have to say that. But I mean, I get it. He's winning right now, and he did play really well. So he's just making an observation like Kyrie played amazing, but it really wasn't enough. That's the fact. But do I think he had to say that last bit? No, because it's obvious that it wasn't enough. He could have just said Kyrie played amazing tonight. My team played well. I'm proud of us. He didn't have to say it just wasn't enough because it's obvious it wasn't enough. But it be what it be. He can when you win, like KD said, like when Anthony Edwards was chirping at KD, and KD said, if you win it, you can say whatever you want. And that's pretty much where Jaylen Brown's at. Like he one game away from being a champion. So I guess he can say whatever he wants.
Yeah, you really can. And you know what? Shout out to the Dallas Mavericks because nobody really expected Dallas to get as far as they did in these in playoffs. I mean, you defeated the Clippers, who had Paul George, James Harden.
But is that a surprise though? Is that a surprise that they defeated the Clippers? That's not really a surprise. The Clippers always fold, and they're
They always
too much.
fold, with the exception of that
Yeah,
one
they
year when
always
they won
fold.
the conference finals in 2021. But outside of that,
Right.
they always fold. You defeat the Oklahoma City Thunder, the youngest number one seed in the NBA playoff history.
I wasn't surprised about that either because OKC is very young. They don't have the experience. And I think when you come into a playoff series, you get exposed of your tendencies and your tendencies get cut off. And then I think the Mavs just they just upped the focus on certain things that OKC does really well. And OKC couldn't really regroup, I think, fast enough. So I wasn't really surprised by that either. So I think the Mavs didn't have the easiest road either, but I think the Mavs, their offensive prowess just really took them over the edge because, defenses didn't know what to do. But with the Celtics are prepared. Celtics have a lineage of kind of like being based upon like a defensive intensity in a way. And obviously Drew Holiday takes that up a notch. So shout out to the Mavs though. It's great they made it to the finals, but Luka, he better have a miracle game next game to at least have some dignity to win one game. Like to get swept in the finals is like that's a hard pill to swallow.
Yeah, I mean, that's the same, but then again, that's the same thing we probably said about LeBron James. He got swept in his first NBA finals, and then one decade later, when he jumped ship to Miami, he made the finals almost every year in the 2010s. So
Right.
Luka Doncic, don't let this loss hurt you too much. I mean, you're gonna
Oh,
get
you predicting the future?
I'm predicting that somehow, some way, Luka Doncic will get a ring before the end of his career. Like,
No,
so,
I'm saying don't take this loss. You're saying he's gonna lose the finals. You're already predicting it. They're gonna lose the finals.
yeah, I'm already predicting it. I mean, come on now. It's set in stone. The Celtics are the more experienced team, and not to mention they're in the verge of surpassing the Lakers in NBA championships. Forget the fact that the first 11. Well, obviously you and I were a daughter, but the first 11 championships. It was not 30 teams, and it was Bill Russell dominating Will Chamberlain. May God rest both their souls, and also may God rest his soul, Jerry West. I mean,
Right.
we weren't thought of during their playing days, but you can see we watched highlights and footage of their playing days. You can see the impact they make in the NBA when they were there.
Yeah, for sure. It's just crazy. I think with Luca, I think the difference with him and Luca is LeBron. He didn't always have enough to win. I think Luca could have enough to win, but I think he's not playing at the level he needs to play at. Like him with the refs thing is really unacceptable. It's just unacceptable. Stop doing that. They didn't call what you wanted. Get up and get back on D. But this is a habit that he has had, and he don't think it's a problem, but it is. It was soft. and it's immature, and he needs to just, get over it. Get over it. The refs are not going to go your way a lot of the time, but you got to still play defense because what can you control? You can control what you do on the court. So I think with LeBron, I feel LeBron has always had a maturity in terms of LeBron will complain to refs, but I feel LeBron always gets locked in when LeBron is locked in. Like he definitely is a big complainer, but I think with Luka, he gets out of the game because he's so furious with the refs, and you just can't do that.
Yep, you really can't. I mean, come on. You have part of being a champion is learning when to keep your composure when it matters the most.
Right. Facts. So we'll see what happens. I mean, the Mavs could come back and win a game and, be the first team to come back from a 3-0 deficit in the finals. I mean, that could happen. I mean, it's highly unlikely, but it could happen. We'll see what happens in game 4 because I at least want the Mavs to win one game. Like, have some dignity. Like, if the Celtics are going to win it all, they could probably win it in Boston.
Yeah. And to continue the road to the finals for the Mavericks, they defeat the Minnesota Timberwolves. Well, Minnesota is inexperienced in terms of getting to the conference finals. I mean, a year ago they lost to the Denver Nuggets in 5 games. They beat them in 7.
Right. Yeah. I mean,
there's no doubt about it. The NBA awards is up and coming, but for now it's Luka Magic time.
Well, we'll see if he can bring some magic in game 4.
Yeah. Now on to the next topic. Obviously I already talked about it in the last episode with this guy named Kevin K. Lewis. Don't forget to check it out on my YouTube channel, which has 200 subscribers, by the way. Yeah.
Congratulations on that.
Yeah, I mean, I don't have as much subscribers as most people, but I'm making progress. I'm making progress. I don't get the subscribers up, please. Subscribe to my YouTube channel when you see it's published.
I mean, every subscriber matters. There's no small win. There's no win that's too small. So congratulations, that's really good.
Yeah, I do the best I can. Okay, now get to the next topic. USA basketball. Well, obviously, like I said, I already talked about this. I want to get your take on the USA roster. And was Caitlin Clark being snubbed good for USA basketball?
I mean, no. I think that
you think Caitlin Clark's underrated? I mean, come on. She just started training for USA yesterday.
No, I just said that.
As phenomenal of a college basketball player as she is, they're not.
No, I'm saying.
Unless Chelsea,
you don't let me finish. I'm saying that she was not snubbed. That's what I'm saying. You don't let me finish. She's not snubbed. No, she's not snubbed because Caitlin Clark just got to the W. She's a rookie, and she hasn't really been doing a lot. Like she's been scoring well for the most part, but she's been having a lot of growing pains. I'm not saying she wouldn't be able to contribute to the Olympic team, but this is an Olympic team built of like vets, people who've been in the league. They're ready to face these big old women from across the world to ball out for the Olympics. I think Caitlin, she kind of has to get her footing. Like Caitlin just started out into the professional world. Like I think she obviously could contribute, but I feel like other players who've paid their dues, who've been in the league, who've, been overseas, who's done it all, like they deserve that Olympic chance. Caitlin just started out. She just got out of college. She never played overseas. She literally went from college to WNBA. Like a lot of these women that you see on the roster have played overseas. Like they've really just sharpened their game and they're ready for this level. Caitlin needs some more time. Like she's still an amazing shooter. She's gonna be like, she's obviously a generational kind of talent, but it's like she needs to get her footing and really kind of grow more as a professional player outside of the college realm. Her fans just are very sensitive about her and think that she should be everywhere because they found women's basketball and they're in love with it and they want to see it and they feel like they want to see Caitlin everywhere because Caitlin's such an amazing Steph Curry-like shooter. And that's all true. But that doesn't mean she needs to be in everything, she and other people aren't more deserving. I'm not saying she wouldn't bring something to the team, but others are more deserving than her at this time in her career. Like the Olympic team is an honor. Like that's something that you work for, you build up to. It's not something you just get because of your name. Like Caitlin hasn't won anything really. She never won a college championship, and that's just facts. Not saying but she's broken crazy records. She's the leading scorer, men or women's college basketball history. So she has that obviously, but it's like Caitlin still got to get her footing as a professional. So people who are like complaining and crying that she should be on the team, if you look at that roster, everybody on that roster has like sowed their oats and they deserve to be there. Like the Olympics that's a huge deal. And I think Caitlin will have her time, but it's just not this year.
Yeah, and everybody and all the players on the roster, except Nafisa Collier, have played in the WNBA finals at the very least, at minimum. And some of them have already won the championships. That's the type of pedigree you need in order to win an 8th gold medal. I mean, for some players, they weren't in every gold medal winning team, but but that's besides the points. This is the Olympics, even way bigger than the WNBA finals. And I should know, as somebody that's interviewed them during the Olympics like 3 years ago, along with the NBA players that made to the Olympic roster, highlighted by Kevin Durant, Drew Holiday, and Jason Tatum, and Bam Adebayo. You can check my older interviews like on my YouTube channel too. But yeah, as somebody that interviewed these players, I mean, I wasn't all the way in Tokyo when they were there, but I did interview them on Zoom. So, and they told me different narratives of how meaningful it is to put on a USA jersey. You have to have that determination to win. You have to build a legacy in your own league, in your own city, in your own nation, in order to represent USA. Not just for the basketball players, but for the other athletes. You think Michael Phelps became a swimmer overnight? They one of the top swimmers in the Olympics during this time?
Yeah.
You think this gymnastics lady, Sierra Richardson, whatever her name is?
Sha'Carri Richardson.
Sha'Carri Richardson. You think she became phenomenal track and field overnight? She had to work her butt off.
I agree. And I think that, like, even Nafisa, like, she's kind of like the young stud in the group. You know what I mean? She's kind of like more the rookie in the group, but that's what you have. Like, you have like a younger player in that kind of mix, in that kind of that formation of the team. But like, she's not fresh off the boat though. Like, she's been in the league, I think, like two. Like, I don't think it's been over 4. Like, she's under four, but she's really having a breakout year this year, and last year she had a really good year too. So I think that she is kind of like the young gun in the group that you need when you're going on this kind of team. So she's the young gun on the team, really. So there's really no room for Caitlin. Like, you need the vets, experienced people who've been there, done that, sowed their oats to play in the Olympics. So people who are complaining about Caitlin, you don't know basketball really. You just want to see Caitlin, and I get it. I would want to see Caitlin too, but if you know basketball, it just ain't fitting for right now. So let's just move on, because it's not that deep. No one's shunning her. No one is putting her, not trying to let her shine. She's shining. It's just facts are facts. The game is the game, and basketball is basketball. It's not about all the politics. It's about basketball, and they're making basketball decisions, and that's it.
Exactly. Was there any much complaint when Angel Reese didn't make the USA roster? And there's
right, because Angel Reese doesn't deserve to be on that USA roster, and neither does Caitlin Clark. Yeah, it's just what it is.
Even though she beat Caitlin Clark to become national champion in 2023, and I think she played USA when she was younger age. I'm not sure. I gotta do my homework, but Angel Reese, yeah, she's a double machine. She just had her 4th consecutive double against the Connecticut Sun in a loss, but it's gonna take more than that in order to make the Olympics.
Of course, I agree.
These players need to do more.
I agree. So, but that's good. But I'm excited, though. I'm excited to see, USA basketball in the Olympics this year is going to be good. Steph Curry's playing this year for the men's side. I'm just excited to see, like, how it's going to play out. So, and honestly, all the other Olympic games too. Like, I feel like Summer Olympics is always fun to watch.
Mm-hmm. Now, as we continue this sports conversation, for somebody that watched the Olympics growing up, like, what non-basketball league in the Olympics do you enjoy watching the most? Non-basketball.
Probably swimming or track. Yeah, swimming or track, or like diving. The diving stuff is cool. I like the diving stuff. Yeah. Or I'm trying to think what else for summer games. Yeah, probably anything running, anything diving or swimming. I think is really cool to watch. That I like watching growing up. I'm trying to think what else did I really like. Kind of drawn, but there's so many things that you can watch, and the thing I like about the Olympics too, especially in the summer on TV, like there always is like something going on Olympics in the summer, so you can turn on the TV and catch like anything. You can catch like any random event that's just on and watch it. I think that's really cool. That's like fun. I'm just excited to see it. But yeah, like I said, I think diving, swimming, and running, any kind of track stuff I like.
Yeah, either way, we're looking forward to the Olympics. I like so many different. I watch so many different sports. I remember watching softball. I watched softball for USA Women's and also USA Soccer. They killing it.
Right.
So,
Yeah, no, for sure. So it should be exciting. Like summer 2024 is up. It's up.
Yeah, and I see you got again. You're ready for the Olympics, and we're not even there yet. And of course,
With my bestie. With my bestie.
all right. So tell me a little bit. All right. So I believe the last time we came on the show, you told me something about working at a bar where of course you're going to run into a lot of sports fans there, and you told me this over the phone, but we gotta lay it out in the air. Like, why don't you tell us a little bit about the bar for any Philadelphia or Pennsylvania native living down there? Let everybody know the bar you work at so you can check out some sports.
What if I don't want to share my workplace with the world?
I'm joking with you. I'm joking with you. I'm joking. You don't have to share it.
Listen, you come to Philly, there's plenty of bars. Pull up. I do bartend right now, and I'm a server at another place. So, making money to fuel my dreams of my sports hosting I've been doing this summer. So that's been really fun. I've been doing hosting, I've been doing sideline reporting, doing AAU, high school, and trying to move up more to college. And football is coming, y'all. So Hoops of Carm is going to I'm doing football segments coming in the fall. I'm gonna be covering football games, sideline reporting at football games. So you'll see me out there, you know what I'm saying, on the football fields now. So get ready. Just
And
football is my stuff.
I know you're excited for football, especially since
Saquon, I know we ain't gotta talk about it. I am excited for football generally, but I'm
too bad we're gonna have to by the time we get to August, September.
Listen, but I'm more excited because, like I said, I'm coming. Sports with Carm. I'm coming for football. I'm doing that this year, so be on the lookout for that content. It's gonna be good.
Yeah, don't forget to rename your show, and don't forget to let's keep the process rolling.